Hey, Great Rising, Grand Rising family. Um, I was thinking, right? I'm always thinking, right? I'm always revealing what my thoughts are, right? Okay. For my last video, when I was talking about what the priority was, and I was just going over that over and over, what's the priority? What's the priority? Genocide, you know, genocide, all forms of it. So, oppression, we know this. So, when I think that when I see that other people don't see that as the priority, I guess I get a little confused. I would only assume that that's where where all of our main focus is. With that said, I started looking at the numbers of black people, in this country alone, just talking about this corporation, America. Do we have a huge majority of us? Then I think about, do we have a huge majority of us that's conscious, that's woke, that's black power, it's about liberation, it's about putting boots on the ground, that's want to be a contributor? Do we have a lot, number in regards to that realize what oppression, we face and is willing to combat that? Ones that have that drive, you know what I mean? That willpower, to end and to seek liberation. So I started thinking about those numbers. Because I think about, war popped off. I mean, war had already popped off in regards to it hitting us. But if we actually wanted to respond, will we have the numbers? Do we have the numbers to do that? And I started going through that. No, we don't have the numbers. Okay. So with that said, I'll start thinking, being the fact that we don't have the numbers, do we really have the, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Like, can we afford to be alienating anybody, that's a melanated being, that's a woke melanated being, that's somebody that's anti the system, anti-oppression, pro black power, pro the liberation? Like, can we afford to be eliminating anybody that have proven themselves from this revolution? No, especially with small numbers. So when I think about the priority, right, I just be like, okay, confused, because I start thinking to myself, okay, well, can we, I just started thinking about everything that the black community is faced, that we face with, what we deal with. And then I started thinking about a lot of things that people get caught up in, that our community alone, I will speak up, get caught up in. We get caught up in a lot of things that have nothing to do with us personally. You know what I mean? And I don't understand that. And I don't understand what's the reason for alienation. I don't understand that. We'll pick anything. We'll pick a person's livelihood. We'll pick anything. Stuff that's really none of our business anyway, but we'll pick it, just to use it as a division, as a devise, an excuse to make that the forefront and the focus and the primary focus instead of this beast. We always want to pick and nitpick at every little thing. You know what I mean? And we want to blow it, big and out of proportion. I'm saying that there's not things out here that doesn't need to be combated. But when you want to attack your fellow brother and sister versus the system, because if you agree, and if everybody agrees that the system pretty much placed everything that the black community endures and deals with, they plague us with it, then your fight is the system, not to tear down another brother and sister, because you can utilize another brothers and sisters' skills in every facet here, in every way. You never want to be quick to alienate anybody, because you got to think about, the future. Okay, if I see a sister or a brother who, I might disagree with certain things. I might disagree with a lot. I could disagree with a lot of things. But if it's really none of my business anyway, it doesn't really concern me or have any effect on my personal livelihood. And if I think about the skills and I think about, certain things that I can utilize from this fellow sister and brother, because they're doing something or they're seeking something or they're pursuing something that's going to obviously utilize, the liberation or the empowerment of my people. And if we really say that that's what our focus is, and that's all we about is liberation and power and keeping our boots on the ground, then we got to reflect that. You know what I mean? And our actions have to reflect that, and our behavior and our mannerisms and the things that we say, all of that have to reflect that. You know what I mean? Because you can't say that this is the priority, but then we're not standing behind that. You know what I mean? Because you're quick to bring up anything to use as an excuse to attack, to belittle, to disrespect, to hinder, to stagnate, to make that war about each other. And the war shouldn't be about each other. Keep in mind, everybody that you vibe with is not going to be part of my tribe. So just because you vibe with a certain person don't mean that I am. Doesn't mean that everybody will. But it's not about the fact that you're trying to, make, this is not a kumbaya type of moment. This is not where, we are the world type thing. This is about coming together under a common goal, a common purpose, putting in that work, utilizing everybody for what for what it is, for what you can. You feel me? And everybody playing their part and everybody being a contributor. But it's not about knocking. It's not about, discrediting. It's not about separating or dividing. It's not about casting aside or casting away. It's definitely not doing that. So, you either gotta be it or whatever. You either gotta, be what you speak on or not. But if you're going to tell me if it's about Black power and it's about Black empowerment, man, boots on the ground and all the above, and it's about just putting in the work, and it's about utilizing any and everybody, no matter what, they can offer. If they offering something and they offering something that we can utilize in the skill or something that we can utilize, we can take advantage of, and that can be, a contribution in regards to empowerment, then it's about, coming together and working together and all the above. But when, a lot of our people can get caught up, like I said, in the trivialness, or they can get caught up in just blaming a particular person, or they can get caught up in, doing, immaturity. I mean, that's what it is. It's just a huge display of immaturity. You know what I mean? And I keep wondering, what is our focus? What is our primary? Is it the beast? Is the oppression? Is the genocide? Is it all the above? It's like when the other day when I posted, when I dealt with this fuck nigga who wanted to, threaten me and reveal his strap to me. I had to respond like, okay, I hope you have the same response when you come up with oppressor. When you get pulled over by a pig, please tell me you're going to have the same response. Where's that moxie when it comes to the beast? So, that's where I'm, angry about. Like, you got time to be taking it out on your own people, you know what I mean? Your own people, your own race, a female, all this, all the above. And where's that moxie, for the, where's that strength for that? Because that should be where your focus is, especially when we say that we are the superior, we are the Shaka Zulus, we are the warriors, we are the kings. Would you say, Antoine? Great rising, beloved. I don't think we have the luxury to exclude any melanated being in this subliminal seeming war. Peace, thank you, peace, brother. I agree with you 100%, definitely. I mean, and this is what I'm just trying to put out there, 100%, where are people in the mind, where the mindset at right now? You know what I mean? Where your focus right now? You know what I mean? What is your main drive? What is your main purpose right here? When we come out and we put our messages, we come out on social media, there's a reason why we're speaking to the people. How are we trying to inspire them? How are we trying to empower them? How are we trying to enlighten them? You know what I mean? But it's not about having a war within your own and pushing that war within your own and just putting out your own personal frustration, because we don't have time for that. It's like I said in the last video, the train is moving nonstop. We don't have time for to be knocked back and deal with some stagnation and deal with people personal, venting. That's stagnating us right now. So, and we damn sure don't have time to be casting anybody aside or anything, because we need every potential soldier, especially in regards to somebody that's Black empowerment. So you got to think about that. What is your priority right now? Because there's a small number, like I started off with the video, small number of conscious woke people, small number of people who have proven themselves to be about Black empowerment and being a contributor in regard to that. So you really can't afford, if you think about it. But, everybody has the whatever. So I just don't really see the reason and justification for that. So this is what I think a lot of people need to start, thinking on, you know what I mean? And reflecting. So, especially if they speak about certain things, because I can't hear one thing and then hear something else. Your actions have to reflect everything that you say. So, and if you have a problem with certain people and the certain ways that they live their, life, then your actions can't reflect otherwise. You can't still have some sort of association with, certain individuals if this is how you really feel. Let your actions reflect that. And if you honestly really don't, then don't come out speaking on it. You know what I mean? Let your words reflect your actions then. So if you honestly, really honestly don't feel is the way that you state, then, you got to think about that, because, you know what I mean? It's not about, what I see in regards to a lot of the division, it's a lot of people taking sides, and it's not about that. It's not about, causing division. It's not about separating. It's not about doing that. So, you know what I mean? So it's about unity, right? So this is what it is. But it's also about seeking the ones who's not for us as well. Like I said in the last video too, deciphering the ones who's not for us, because we got to be able to put that out there too. We got to be able to acknowledge that. So, because we don't want to deal with the stagnation. Like I said, this train is steady moving. So, we got to think on that as well. So, I didn't really have plans to do a video, so I didn't really want to make it long. I just, inner thoughts, a lot of things. And, it could be certain things that you see that could spark certain thoughts and certain things to come out and say. And I feel as though when people get caught up in, one's, personal life, that's, no one's business and no one's concern. And definitely not a reason to, subjugate an individual, definitely not a reason to ostracize. And definitely should not be our primary focus, you know what I mean? So, and definitely isn't the primary focus. So, and I just wish people had that animosity when it comes to this beast. I wish they had that thing. You know what I mean? If you're going to have the animosity and the anger and stuff, let it be, warranted. So, you know what I mean? And what's warranted is somebody who's oppressing you. And that's not a fellow brothers and sister. So, let your actions, reflect. Come on now. You know what I mean? Let the words reflect. Let it all reflect. You know what I mean? And be real with it. Because don't tell me it's about, Black empowerment, Black power all day. And we need everybody. And you lose eyes and everybody and talking to everybody and got videos of that. But then now all of a sudden it's about something else because you let somebody ruffle your feathers because it's all about some personal shit. Get that emotional chip off your shoulder and put your eye back, in regards to the mission here, and be about that and stay on that focus. So, what you said, keep smiling, sister Anton, you crazy. But, yeah, this is where, people need to be on that focus, real talk. Yeah, I mean, and stick to that. So, but, everybody, sometimes I see a lot of things get revealed. A lot of things get revealed. People start revealing them true selves. They reveal them true selves in anger. You know what I mean? So, and, think about it, is that, everybody has gifts, everybody has skills, everybody has something that they can contribute. People doing it now, even through videos, to where, attracts an audience, to where people even listen to the point where they get something out of it, and it goes from there. So, and utilize it to where they can even speak on it in their own videos, or it can spark something for them. So you're already utilizing certain skills and gifts. You're already utilizing it. So be quick with it. Be quick when, you got to be quick to think before you speak and before you react, because you got to think about that. You got to think about how, what you might say might trigger something, might trigger an emotion or a reaction. Somebody can react as well. And they might not react in a positive manner. And they can react into a manner to where they, they strip, their skills and their gifts, and they strip them away, even in regards to making videos. And they can do things like that to where they're just like, okay, well, if it's not welcomed and if it's not appreciated, and it's definitely not welcomed to the point where, you have a problem. So if you have a problem to the point where it's not welcome, then, there's no need to continue to do it then. You know what I mean? And there's no need to continue, and there's no reason to even be a contributor. Maybe that person should just strip away, what they've been given. So, and, because it works both ways, what I'm saying. So when the Black community want to be quick to think about that, they want to be quick to ostracize somebody, they got to be quick, or alienate, potential soldiers. They got to be quick to think about what they losing, and that they could be losing more than they gaining. So, let's strip the emotion out of it, because that's what it seems like it is. It's a lot of emotion, a lot of emotionalism. So let's strip that out of it, and let's get back to the focus in regards to keeping our boots on the ground. That's going to ultimately lead to liberation, because that's where the priority need to be about. Let's put the emotion back in it in regards to coming at this beast. You know what I mean? Because we can strip the emotion out of that as well. And everybody understand, be strategic and all the above. We understand that's what you're supposed to. But sometimes we still need to have that, emotional feeling behind it to understand why, or that drive as to why because we are emotionally affected by the genocide, but what it was being played upon us and what has been played. And we know that, damn near everything that the entire Black community has been plagued with has come from this system. So, you know what I mean? And that's just real talk right there. So I don't know where everybody else's priority and focus is, but keep in mind that, you don't want to lose more than you gain. And you got to think about that. And you know what I mean? So if it's really about the unity, and it's really being about the empowerment, then, let's be that. Let's prove that. And let's not just, say it because it feels good, or say it because, it sounds good at that time or whatever, or say it because you're just trying to get a reaction. You know what I mean? Say it because you mean it. Say it because you're actually doing it. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we just got to think about all that. But I've been talking long enough. You know what I mean? And I ain't mean to go this long, whatever. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end it on that note, fam. You know, I just think that we have to practice what we preach. Real talk. I mean, we gotta stand behind a lot of things, and we can't come out saying one thing and being strictly having our platform on that, and then switch up, and then we can't get so caught up in emotionalism and get so emotional to where we're attacking, some personal stuff and just coming at that person personally and whatnot, and thinking about what we might be losing out. You know what I mean? So you gotta think. We gotta think before we react. We gotta think before we speak. We gotta think before we do a lot of things. There's a lot of things that we do that that it's more out of a reaction, and it's definitely out of emotionalism. So, and you can see that. So, and I just I don't want to lose anyone. Oh, 555. Yeah, I don't want to lose anyone. You know what I mean? And I think that's it. I think that's the priority right now. So we don't want to lose anyone in this fight. So it's a huge fight ahead of us, and it's going to be a fight ahead of us. And we need to unite right now. We're black and brown, and yeah, I mean, and it's just what it is. So, put your personal differences to the side and actually unite. So stop getting caught up in the personal. So stop using that as an excuse. So be about the priority right now. And I don't have to keep reiterating what that is. So I'm going to end it on that note. So I'm going to say peace and love. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Antoine, peace, brother. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Much love to you, Grand Rising. Thanks to everybody who going to watch. Just remember, man, we just got to keep them heads up, keep them boots on the ground. Peace.